Yeah, let's start that recording. I'm not. It's a late Sunday, like really late Sunday stream. It's a little bit of a throwback, maybe, to when I used to work until like 11:45. We're starting a little bit earlier than that. Whoa, hello. How are you? Wait, let me read that. I want to read that. Doing a mini one-off mention that you don't have your stream controller. Lo and behold, awaiting me a message from Gaben. You have 3 days to purchase. Well, are you getting your controller then? Are you getting your lovely, lovely controller? I know that that will make life quite a bit easier for you if you have the controller. But that's exciting. That's exciting. If I'm reading that correctly. Yes, just got an order. Very exciting. Hee-hoo, Dark Souls! Yep, we're gonna be playing a little bit of Dark Souls. We're gonna be running around with grape juice. It's been a little bit of a week, and I'm sorry that I haven't been doing... I've been thinking that I should say stuff in the Discord and giving people, like, updates on what my plans are and what I'm doing, and I just haven't been doing that, and that's my beat. That's my bad. But, we're going to be playing tonight. We're probably not going to be back until next Sunday, would be my assumption. So a full week. It's not the greatest schedule, especially because it's like, this is my one source of income at the moment. Whoops. But, yeah, I mean, you know, I got other obligations. The show has been going well. It's been very good. It's been very tiring. But I'm excited that it's going the way that it's going. What way can we go to better get to the... Oh, yeah. We got it. I know where to go. Muron Theta stuff? Telling Thafin. Yeah, so, it was opening weekend this week, which means that I had 3 shows, one on Friday night, one on Saturday night, and one Sunday afternoon, a matinee show. It means it was at 2 p.m. But it's like I had rehearsal Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So it wasn't like it was just a week. And then on Saturday, I went and watched my sister is stage managing a show in the city down the way. And I went to go watch that. So on Saturday, I had to go to that show and then immediately jet on over to get to where for the call time for my show. And I did not sleep very well because I had a late show the day before. I feel like, you know, like Sims? How many people play The Sims? I feel like a Sim that's low on every bar. Your show was a full house. All three nights were full house. And we're only 50 tickets away from selling out next weekend as well. I'm hoping we sell out next weekend. That would be awesome. I love a full house. I love theater. I love performance. I love when people are there to laugh at things I do. But, yeah, what was I saying before the full house comment? But it was very good. It was very good. Ow. Wait. Don't we want to go talk to Andre real quick? How many large Titan shirts do I have? Because we picked up, if you guys remember, we picked up the large Ember. So we should go back to Andre and give him that big ol' Ember so that we can get even better weaponry. I almost forgot doing that. Slightly lower game audio, you may indeed humbly request slightly lower game audio. I'm gonna do it in here. Well, 4. Let me go over to, you're gonna have to deal with the fact that how's that? Does that feel better? Well, you haven't heard the game yet. How's that? Is that better? Is that slightly lower? Is as much as sounds, you know, having many people there to watch is a very good thing. Yes! It's actually a little bit more exhausting if you don't have enough people. Because, then you don't have the audience to feed off of. One of the best things about having, like, a full house or a big audience is that they're just constantly feeding you energy. through their reactions to the show and to the... Though I have to say, the second night was a little bit odd. It was a little bit of an odd... Like, they weren't a bad audience by any means. They were a great audience. They loved the show. They were constantly laughing and having a great time. But it's a little bit odd, some of the reactions they had to the stuff that's happening on stage, because it's a murder mystery. There's death. It's Agatha Christie, right? And then there were none. Hello, Seeker. How are you? It's been a little bit. Thank you for the resub. 4 months. Oh my gosh. Well, how are you? You get to jump into our Dark Souls stream. But they were laughing at, like, everything. Every death, every, like, I don't know. Sometimes it kind of crossed over. It felt like it was crossing over into heckling sometimes. But at least they had fun, right? I had a woman on the first night say it was the worst thing she's ever seen. And then I had a woman on the third night say it was the best thing she's ever seen. I'm doing quite well. I'm very tired. I was just telling everyone else that I feel like a sim that's on low, like every single meter is low. I should eat. I should go to bed. I should drink. I should, yeah. I need to take like 6 showers. But I don't want to do any of that. I want to play Dark Souls. So I'm going to play Dark Souls on the internet. But yeah, I'm sorry I haven't been super, like, I should be more present in the Discord and telling people my plans and what I'm doing and where I'm at. Yeah, sleep is for the week. I've been sleeping all day, but sleep is for the week. I've been backstage, like before the show, and sleeping on the couch that's back there, and then they wake me up so that we can start the show. Dark Souls needs an in-game map. I got it in my head. The head is my in-game map is memorized, baby. All right, Demon Great Hammer plus 6. Demon Great Hammer plus 6. But there's a lot of, if you want a map, there are like a ton on the internet that is available. Some of them are really well made. They're really nice. One of my favorite things about this game, and I mean, like, this is something that it gets glazed for all the time, and I think it's rightly deserved. This game has a beautifully interconnected map. I don't think there's, this is like a heck of a claim, so let me hedge it with that. But I don't think there's any game I've ever played that has as wonderfully interconnected a map as this game. You know the maps in the wild, but those ones are just as confusing. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. And the thing is that the map won't click until you've walked the path yourself, right? Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but you can look at the map all the time, and it'll be like, what do you mean this has 6 different directions to get to this one location? Until you walk those 6 different directions, and then you're like, oh, wow. No, this actually makes a lot of sense. But I love this game's map a lot. It makes me very happy. But we're gonna do the depth. Well, we already finished the depths, but we're gonna be going into Blight Town. All right. Why? Bonfire? Why? You missed us going down into the catacombs and the depths and the deep and the so that's what we did last. Probably gonna finish out Blight Town. I don't know if we're gonna start Sen's Fortress. We might do the Great Hollow instead. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. That's pretty good damage. That is pretty good damage. Ow. Jerk. Oh, through the shield. I like that. I like that. Missed most of the playthrough. We still have a lot of game left. Oh no, gonna make me zoom into Blighttown when I stuck to the top. Well, Blighttown is really dumb and confusing, so do not feel bad. Blighttown, I'm probably gonna have some embarrassing deaths in. Knowing me and also my current mental state, it's gonna be hard to get through. Do not feel bad about Blighttown. That is a difficult area to get through. Blighttown is, you're not having, like, a lot of frame drops or hitches, right? Could watch and compare how bad I am to 3. I am not a pro at this game. I just really like it. Yeah, you haven't had, like, a lot of... I think the remaster did away with most of frame drops. I'm pretty sure DS Fix did as well. Ow. Ow. That's a large amount of damage. It's interesting that we're not overkilling these guys. They're just dropping flat 60. Unless that is their overkilling. Or overkill amount, and they drop 50 normally. That might be true. Like, I have to be overkilling. That guy just took 505 damage. Notice that the Demon's Great Hammer, which is considered not a very good strength weapon, is dealing 425 damage on a light R1 hit. At plus 8 with 34 strength. I am saying this because in later games, that's just the damage a maxed out heavy weapon does. So sad. So sad. You know the soldier guys been Berg are giving you 76 per? That's because you're overkilling them. You are overkilling them. Overkill is an interesting mechanic because it goes, like, I think 20% more souls if you deal, like, twice the target's damage or 1.5 times the target's damage as health. Or health as damage, my bad. I got that mixed up. But I don't... Like, that guy gives 121 souls because he gives 100 souls normally, so he's giving 21 as overkill damage because it's like 1.2 rounded up. Which is why these guys are giving 60 because they give 50 normally. No, don't close that door. Open the door. Open the door. Interesting mechanic. Overkill. I don't know if overkill ever comes back. I don't know if overkill ever comes back as a mechanic. It might not. It might not. I was playing through Dark Souls 3 and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm not overkilling these guys. But enemies also have more health. Maybe it's harder to overkill them. You need a one-hit to little break. Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. I actually don't know how much damage you need to one-hit KO the Drakes enough to get, like, a good amount of stuff from them. Look at that. That is a way to grind green Titanite shards. Green Titanite shards are used for blessed weapons, magic weapons, fire weapons, lightning weapons, I believe. I don't know if lightning weapons need them. But, they're very weak to fire, the slimes. They can also drop large Titanite shards, so we might run through another attempt on them. Maybe we'll go kill the rats to see if we can get some humanity. I mean, this is not going to be a run. You know it's in Elden Ring, but the bonus is only like a 20%. That's what it is in this game, too. It's a 20% increase. I'm glad to see it made its back to Elden Ring. Already, unfortunately, hopefully you can drop in later. Well, well, I guess for you it's morning, isn't it? Well, thank you for dropping in. I always appreciate it when you do. I hope you have fun doing the thing you need to do. You cry. Again, all the vlogs are on YouTube if you ever want to watch them. But I understand it's not the same as being there in person. I really feel that. I have a streamer that I've been missing a lot of her streams over the last week, and I've been beside myself. I've been heartbroken. I understand. But I do really appreciate it. Still a bit hard to hear you over the game audio. I must have done something. I must have done something. Here, let me drop it all down to like 39. Let me drop it down to like 39 and see what happens. I might have to... Is that better? I don't think I changed anything from last time I played, but I could be wrong. AI viewers on streamboo.com. The bot's back, guys. I think we were sitting at a viewer count over the last couple of streams that we didn't get the streamboo bot, but it's back now. Yay! How many does that leave us with? We can get a +9. No change, if at all. Yeah, so what is going to have to happen? That's interesting. I wonder why that is the case. There. This game does not react well to Streamlabs. Like, at all. How's that, guys? Is this better? Are we Blightowning? We are, but I got distracted by killing the rats. How are you, Jake? How have you been? Yes, audio is better. Good. I'm sorry that it gets, like, changed and blown out and everything. It's been a while. It's been a while. I have to get back into the streaming game. But, ooh, look at that. Physically at your peak, bro. That's amazing. That's amazing. Never been better. Gonna put your Blighttown run to shame? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Everybody's first Blighttown is rough. You cannot compare someone's first Blighttown to their 100th. That's just not a fair comparison. Everybody's first Blighttown is rough. Rough. It's hard to be a Blightowner in this world. Mentally, why can't you do that? You're supposed to. What are you working on? What art are you working on? I understand that, though. I was just talking about earlier that, like, the show has left me on all my bars are low. And the person who runs the thing is pressing on the button, like, why won't this idiot just eat? And I'm like, I don't wanna. You know, your Sims dying of starvation and they won't go into the kitchen because they're too busy wetting themselves doing stand-up comedy. That's what's happening over here. That's what's happening. Blight's not too bad for you, but you just don't know where to go next. Well, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to show you where to go to next. Do not worry. Do not worry, my dear. I will show you what happens next. I did see that. I was seeing that during the stream, but I didn't want to tell you where to go next because I don't want to ruin the thing for you. I don't know how much backseating you want from me. Because, like, watching me play this stream is different from me backseating for you. Yep, that's where that door leads. Did you not, did you kill the gaping dragon? You do plenty of things. You have a game you're supposed to be working on, but that's as tentative. Oh, ooh, large club right out the gate. Hello. Look at that. Oh, this is really good. I don't remember where to go for the gaping dragon. Gaping dragon is in the depths. I'll show you how to get there. I will show you how to get there. Have you done the depths? Shrek build online. We got our large club. We're going to be part of the great and large and club. Yep, you're in the club. Club brothers. We're in the great and large and great club. This is a good weapon. I'm sad that the large club never does poison again. It also has a unique heavy. It has a unique heavy, which I think... That's a fun heavy. That is a good heavy. And then its one-handed heavy is this. You do this for the one-handed heavy. Pretty fun. I kind of really like this weapon, chat. I'm a little bit like, do we switch off the Demon Great Hammer for the Poison Club? You blight down, you just need to keep going down. I started at the bottom. Yep, that's the thing is, I did see, you used the Drake path. Did you pick the Master Key by any chance? Yep, I love the way you prepare to swing it over your head. Did you pick the Master Key by any chance? Alright, I'm gonna walk you from Firelink Shrine to the depths using the shortcut that you get in Lower Undead Burg. Alright? I'm gonna show you how to do that. You did not pick the Master Key. No, you found the key to the Drake Path. Interesting. Oh, you found it probably with the Red Seeker set, didn't you? The Red Seeker set. Oh, he hit me. No dogs. Sip. Not even close, baby. Not even close. Not even close. Bonk. Ooh, nice dodge. Yeah, you can't dodge back from that. Alright. You think so? Yes. Yes, indeed. Yeah, you can, indeed. So I know what path you took. That's a good path. I specifically did not choose the master key because I knew I would sequence break if I had the master key, and I ended up sequence breaking anyways, just with less master key shenanigans. We don't have a lot of defense, huh? We're just eating a bunch of damage. At least we have the poise to do it. We have the poise, but we don't have the armor. Unfortunately, I prefer a fast roll above all else. I love being able to fast roll. Undead bird! There's like 3 or 4 paths to the depths. But the depths is actually entirely optional. You may have... Gaping Dragon is an optional boss. So, did you open up this shortcut, Cobalt? Do you have this shortcut? Get. Oh, I thought I fell to my death. Yes, okay, so the Moss Merchant. Moss Lady. If you go, you see Firelink Shrines down there. You walk up the path, you go through here. You go up here. There's another way to the depths to our left, but it's not the most direct way if you have this shortcut. Go through the shortcut. Past the Moss Lady. Basically just go the opposite way that I just did. I'm going to show you the most direct route to where Gaping Dragon is. Because, well, unless you want to do all the stuff in the depths. Ooh, did you drop your longbow? Oh, it's a short bow. My bad. He dropped his short bow. That's the less good longbow. Go down the tower. It's this door. You should have the key to the depths if you killed Capra. Capra drops the key to the depths. I think all the enemies in the depths respawn even though we killed them earlier because we technically changed zones. That's a quirk of this game. I don't think that's true in Elden Ring. I think in Elden Ring you can kill every enemy on the map. But in Dark Souls, if you change zones, you're gonna respawn the enemies in those zones. I missed my plunging attack. Bonk. That's good stuff. That's like the hammer in Wind Waker, where you just like over your head. It's got a little bit of a reach to it, but not that much. I'm expecting it to go farther than it does. So I wonder if I could have... This is probably a bit lighter than the... I would assume. How much lighter is this? This is 11. Oh, it's half the weight. It is half the weight of the... So I can probably... Oh, that's pretty nice. Still want the horny bonk sound of boom. That would be pretty good. If it boom, that would be pretty good. It's got a strength scaling, which is very nice. All right, down here. By the way, something you're gonna want to do. You don't have to go through the water for it. You can actually just go over here, drop down here. There's gonna be an enemy up there. You go in here, Pyromancy Man. Save the Pyromancy Man if you want to learn cool fire spells. But he's in there. The way you're supposed to typically go is down here and then through that door. You see that door at the end of the hall there? But you don't need to go that way. In fact, I prefer to take the shortcut almost every time. You know, Dark Souls 2 enemies don't only respawn. It's one of the big things about the no bonfires. Enemies only respawn on Homeward Bone or Aged Feather. That's a pretty big deal. That is a pretty big deal if they only respawn on Homeward Boneward or Aged Feather. That is a pretty big deal indeed. Sorry, I clicked somewhere else. Homeward Boneward or Aged Feather. I thought you changed your sleep schedule, Jake. Did you change it back? Anyways, fall down that hole. End up here. There's going to be a giant rat that you can plunging attack. There's a key right there. That's an important key. Don't forget that. Take the slip and slide down. The Gaping Dragon is through that door. This guy sells lightning pine resin, and lightning pine resin, the dragon is really weak to it. If you go up this staircase, and up this ladder, rat farming is over here for humanity. And then there's a bonfire. And then there's a bonfire right over here with a door that can only be opened by that key that you picked up next to the giant rat. Does that make sense? I think the main thing was getting to the door to this place to begin with. You don't know about the doors. You didn't know about the doors unlocked. Yep. There's that door in the depths, or the Capra demon drops that door key so that you can go down to the depths. You can go down to the depths, my friend, and end up here. Alright, let's switch back to the Demon Great Hammer, because I don't feel like switching between my Flame Hand and my shield. I'm lazy, I don't feel like switching between my Flame Hand and my shield. I also want to deal more damage than the large club would do right now. Can we one-shot these guys on parry? Almost. That's rough. That's really sad. That's rough. That's really sad. Come here. Come here, lovely. Also, you do have a channel point thing to pass for your pass to backseat game. You have a what? Oh, you have channel point thing, so I can redeem a channel point. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I didn't know that. I hoard channel points. I think on most of the channels that I watch, I'm well into like 10, 20,000. I mean, we could just like smack them. I'm surprised none of them's dropped any poop. Could be useful if we had poop. Poop would be nice, maybe. Oh, that's bad. I'm toxic. That's a little bit of Britney Spears for y'all. Also, one, they dropped a few pies. Yeah, it's pretty useful, actually, and I was going to show you why they dropped some, but they haven't been dropping them. You don't like the ghouls? The undead ghouls? I think that's what these guys are called. Ghouls. I like the ones that are using a dead body as a weapon. That's really funny to me. Hey, bud. Oh, there's a lot of you. Bad. That got a little close. I'll be honest and say that got a little close. They do drop souls, though, which is pretty nice. They do drop souls, though, which is pretty nice. It's like one of your only sources of consumable soul pops. The toxic shooter ones you don't like? The ones with using the dead bodies are kind of fun. Yes, the toxic blow dart snipers are really rough. They also use the same model as the Dreglings from Demon Souls. That's a little bit of Souls trivia for you. I like that fact about them a lot, actually, that they reused the Dregling model. Golly, the damage is not ideal. The damage is unideal. It's more than I want it to be, that's for sure. Soul of the Lost Undead. Woo! I fell for it. Oh! Okay! The game couldn't decide whether I lived or died. Beating you up with another mother hecker? Amen. I used this man as a weapon. Told you. Told you that my Blighttown adventure was going to be filled with a bunch of random and embarrassing deaths. Didn't like that. Didn't like that one bit. Didn't like that one bit. Alright, back down. Back down to the bottom. I was thinking the other day, in remastered, these guys can be the most difficult and most possible from a single enemy if you do a soul dupe glitch. I don't know if that counts, but that is pretty funny. I don't know if that counts, but it is pretty funny. I don't know if it counts, but it is pretty funny. Sorry, I was looking at something. I was looking at something in chat. Oh. All right. I wonder if these guys. Oh, okay. Sure. Do you think the Chosen Undead has trouble sleeping at night, thinking about their embarrassing deaths? I don't know if the Chosen Undead sleeps, actually, but I hope so. That would be really funny if they had trouble sleeping because of it. Bonk! I saw earlier that you mentioned, that you do, cold emote and that your sister wants some stuff. What? Did you just start doing cold emotes one day, Jake? Or were you, like, inspired to do so? Or does she commission you for that? Yours is forever looking at large pieces of paper angrily. Amen. Amen. I was thinking about, well, I'm always constantly thinking about branding. I'll be honest. I am always thinking, 3 years ago, she had none. And now she has a ton. No. I like your emotes. I think they're really funny. I know that Cobalt makes his tough too. You made this, but it wasn't really your style. Oh, are you making new ones? Is that what you're working on? Big if true. Bye. Bye-bye. No hitting. Yeah, oh, I was so hoping that they would line up perfectly for me to be able to take them all out. Take them all out in one go. Okay. Okay. This guy's kind of breaking my ankles. Look at him go. Evasion champion. He was setting me up for the freaking... he was gonna try to do like a pincer attack. Could probably do animated ones if he sat down and hyper-focused on it. Yeah, animation's so cool. Yours are pixel art. You can see they're all alias. That's really cool. That's so cool. Art is so cool. Me, I do the performance arts, the visual arts. I was thinking the other day, I actually really miss being part of a choir. I don't know if you guys have ever been in choir or done a choir. I love, that's the game. You're a pixel artist? That's awesome. That's awesome. That's so cool. I love that. I used to be part of like a, well, I did it. Poop. I did the thing again. If you can get affiliate, you wonder if you can do your emotes in other places. I think so. I think so. I don't know. I thought your emotes were just part of like I thought your emotes were just part of like something that you had, that you could do them in other places that you're subbed. Am I misremembering? And then your sister starts streaming, and she asked me to make her emotes for free! Oh! Oh! Not even giving you exposure? Not even giving you exposure? Oh, how rude! How rude! That's nice of you, though. That is really kind of you to do that. That is very, very kind of you to do that. How's her streaming going? What does she stream? Ow, 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 ow. He pushed me. You can use emotes for your channel if you sub to another channel. And since you will ever be sub to yourself, yeah. So you should be able to talk her out of the emote thing with some logic, but you need to make her a pixel art character. Okay. Okay. A pixel art character. That should be fun, though. That should be fun, though. You don't know you should work on it? Yeah. Does it have a deadline? I'm so bad without a deadline. If someone's like, hey, I want this thing done, it's going to be like, well, you better give me a deadline to do it, because otherwise it's not going to be done. Like, I'm going to procrastinate on it for the next 2.5 years. Do you understand that, right? It should be fun art, but it should be fun, but art causes you agony. That seems to be the consensus. That seems to be the consensus. I've started writing, like, scripts and stuff. Because I wanna do, like, video essay-like content. I feel like I have a lot... Perfectionist Eye sucks. Yep, that's the problem. I feel like I have a lot of things that I could talk about and make it interesting. And also, if I want to actually do content creation on the internet, I need to diversify my portfolio. I can't stream to 5 people forever, right? Like, that's not going to be... how we say sustainable. So I need other revenue, other access... other channels of access to audiences that would not find me otherwise, because it's like, woo, way, baby. I told you I was gonna die a ton, embarrassingly. Way, baby. What was I talking about? Yes, going back. I need to be able to find people who would watch my stuff through ways that they won't find me through Twitch's algorithm, right? Because, you know, I'm a little baby channel. And little baby channels don't get a lot of advertisement. But that means that I need to create other things. And I've been writing scripts and stuff like that. You like animating here, though? And I love that. What character you usually draw her as? Because I see the bunny ears and the pink hair, but you always give the long snout. Is it like a pangolin? And if so, because I've seen a couple of the pangolin emotes. Where did that inside joke come from? But, I keep going back to the scripts that I make, and then I'm like, it's not very good. And also, I don't want to write them. Like, I like the act of writing. I do. I enjoy it quite a bit. I write all the time for a lot of stuff. You got plenty? You got plenty of what? Hair? Perfectionism? That went too far because everyone loved it. You hated it at first, but now the little filler is alright. Okay. Okay. It's grown on you then, like moss or mold. Fungus, if you will. That's funny. I wonder how, like, why pangolin? I don't know. Maybe it's nothing. But I am interested in the specifics. I'm always deeply curious, and usually the answer is just because. Oh, really? That hit me? That was a great roll catch, Mr. Man. Dung pie. Dung pie. It was this thing? Oh, okay. Sent you a pangolin gift and she loves them. That was about it. That's enough. That is enough. That is all it needs. That is enough. Again, most of the time the answer is incredibly simple. I always want the mystery to be more than it is. That is enough. You drew an intentionally MS Paint thing with her hair and bunny ears. That was the start, and now it will never end. You created a monster. How does it feel to be Victor Frankenstein? To see your creation have a life that you did not intend it to have. To become a monster beyond your own recognition. You created, but you never thought of whether you should. And now you suffer the price. Watching your creation roam the world in ways that you didn't intend, that you didn't understand, that you don't want. And yet you could never kill it. Because it has become something much more than you ever intended it to be. How does it feel to suffer, Jake? Suffer at your own hands. Meanwhile, Dark Souls Katana! Yes, the Ito! The Ito never returns, sadly. It is a pretty cool, little... The Ito. It's got the normal, but then it has the unsheathing technique, which is the really cool, what is it, Tranquil Cleave in Warframe that has the unsheathing technique. This moveset never comes back. It's not even in Elden Ring. How sad is that, everybody? It's suffering, I guess. The real suffering is procrastination. Amen! I've been sitting on a Serenity, the Christian manga script for probably the past couple weeks. I haven't been able to really just do anything other than my show, though, so I guess, like, I have an excuse there. It's like, oh, you know, you're doing theater, blah, 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 blah. But I should do more things. I should do other work. I should do other work. But I don't want to. I don't want to. I want to laze around. Procrastination is very sucky. Come with me, and you'll see a world of procrastination. That's why I tell people that they have to give me a deadline. If I don't have a deadline, I won't do it. I won't do it, and even then, I'll do it all the day before. In college, I had to finish a 12-page paper and a PowerPoint presentation for one of my classes, and I had it all done 12 hours. Like, I did it in the 12 hours before class. I did not sleep. Everything was done in the night before class. And I got like a 92% on it. Something like that. So, I'll take it. I'll take it. Far from a perfect score, but a score nonetheless. You could, you need to put yourself out there? Yeah, are you talking about, like, advertising or making clips, or... That's what I need to do, some, like, edited clips. I made one, put it on the internet. I like that clip quite a bit. I think I actually did pretty well with it. But I need to go actually into the act of, like, becoming one with DaVinci Resolve. You guys like dogs? Do you like them when they're tiny and hard to hit? And they breathe fire. Talk about a hot dog. You may go home now. That's it. That's all the jokes. You gave Cold an emo and she was like, I'll tag your socials, and I had to tell her I have none. You're very secretive, you guys. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, it's really cool that she immediately was like, hey, let me give you credit for that. But that's because Cold is a real one, as we've established. You can tell you write the essay the day before is always a lie. Yep. Yep, I had one teacher who made a big, or professor, I'm sorry, she has a doctorate. I had one professor who made this big show of, like, you know, I don't give out 90s, I don't give A's, I don't give good scores unless you deserve it, right? And she's like, I can always tell, I can always tell, I can always tell. Well, I wrote a paper about lighting, specifically how street lights and well-lit areas combat crime, and that because the topic was, what should our school do to have better security on campus? And I was like, nothing but lighting. I'm big anti-surveillance. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. I'm pro privacy, anti-surveillance. So I wrote a paper about all that we need is better lighting, and here's why. And it was a good 17, 18-page paper with a presentation, and we were supposed to give a presentation to the school's leadership, like the president of the school and the head of the security department and stuff like that, but they flaked at the last second. Of course they did. So that means that we didn't get to give them the presentation. But I had a little bit of humor in my PowerPoint. I always have to have a little bit of humor. It's got to be a little bit funny. And she ended up giving me a 97%. She was like, this is one of the best presentations that I've seen in a long time. And I'm like, joke's on you. I wrote it like in 2 hours. Before I made the PowerPoint, like the PowerPoint took me a longer time than the essay because I cared more about it. Like the cowards they are. Amen. Yeah, no, I was like, really? You're gonna make us, like, give you a presentation on whether or not we should install cameras in every dorm, like in every hallway. I mean, all the dorms had cameras. This was a given and it was obvious. But, like, you're gonna make us, like, you're gonna give a presentation. A lot of the guys in my... this is one of the things about going to college in Kansas, I guess, is that a lot of the guys were like, we should have open carry on campus. the way we make campus more secure is by having open carry on campus. And I'm like, I mean, I'm not an enemy to open carry. I don't really mind it per se, but I don't see how this helps really, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like for a lot of people that lean the way I do, ooh, I'm toxic. I'm slipping under. For a lot of people who share, like, the political leanings I do, I'm very open about guns. I'm a pretty big fan of them, in all actuality. That's like an interview process for hypothetical. Yeah, no, it was crazy. I was like, we're really gonna, well, you know, the lighting on campus was really bad. Okay, that's kind of what made me go, I'm gonna make a report about lighting. I was like, the lighting on campus was really bad. I was pleasantly surprised to see that there was a ton of studies on how lighting is actually really good for crime prevention. That a well-lit area is much less likely to be targeted for criminal activity. I was like, oh, would you look at that? My hypothesis came out to be true. And it really was just because I thought the lighting on campus was awful. It was really bad. Oh, though we did have, this is a little bit of lore, I guess. We had a lot of cult recruiters who would come to our campus and be like, hey, do you want to go to a party or something? And we had people who would take them up on that and then just, like, be indoctrinated into a cult. That was a thing. Our school leadership had to be like, hey, guys, stop going with the cult people. But I was like, why don't we have people who are, like, specifically there to make sure that the cult doesn't show up? Hello? But that's beside the point. That's beside the point. That's beside the point. Obviously. What I was really disappointed that they didn't show up. But yeah, I think that's like my big thing is that a lot of people disagree with in my circle. I'm quite open about my support for the idea of the average person being able to readily own a firearm. I think that is a good... I'm with the founding fathers on that one. That's my American. Bye, Leech. Yep, I hate that thing. I never fight it fair or normally. I always send it into the abyss. These guys are actually really easy to backstab. I like parrying them, but we don't necessarily need to. Usually, I try to parry them for the two-shot, but we can two-shot them off the backstab. It is harder to oppress an armed populace. That's what Marx said. That's what Marx said. I'm the true leftist. You guys are all LARPers. I'm the one who read the Communist Manifesto, not you. Marx said an armed populace is key. I think it's so funny. I do have that somewhere around here. I have the Communist Manifesto somewhere around here. I bought it for like $7.49 at a Books A Million. You're a believer in armed society as a polite society? I think it depends. I think it really depends. I think there is like, not to get too political. If we're gonna get on a political rant, I guess you should commit. But I think there is a large problem in the United States with guns. The United States has an issue with its gun culture. And I think that is very true. Because we are one of the only countries in the world that has the issues that it has with, like, mass shootings and mass death and stuff like that. But it's also, like, we don't really have a very homogenous society. And a lot of the people who live here don't like each other. I think that's one of the larger problems. You're going to see a lot of... I think you're going to see... Because it wasn't always the case. There used to be quite a bit of people who had a ton of firearms, and there wasn't mass shootings. It was really... It started to pick up with the advent of the internet and mass media. Not saying anything about internet and mass media, of course. I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't dream. I wouldn't dream! But, I don't know. I'm just spitballing. I'm just riffing. You didn't come here for the it's not like this is a late show with Jimmy Fallon. Is that his name? Jimmy Fallon? Jimmy or Timmy? Who is the Fallon? Who is the Fallon? I always thought he wasn't funny. I'm sorry. Anyway, these guys are called crag spiders. If you look at that, they kind of have, whoa, that looks a little bit like a human head. And they have, like, human hands. Whoa, wonder what happened to these guys. It is Jimmy, but this is a late show. It's almost midnight. That's true. That's true. It is almost midnight. It's later than I want it to be, but I don't like streaming at the same time as people I watch, because I feel like it's not very kind. I want people to watch them as well. So I usually wait until after they stream. And then I dragged my feet about it a little bit more because I was sitting in my bed, kind of just like reading on my phone. Reading on my phone. I didn't want to get up. But, it's good to, I do love doing this. I love performance. I've been thinking about that. I love performance. Doesn't everyone? No. It is probably the thing I must devote myself towards. Or suffer death. Ooh, pyromancy. That's our poison mist. Everybody loves poison mist. Okay. Cut content in the Blight Town. Cut content in the Blight Town. Something that people might not realize is that the mosquitoes, they constantly spawn these awful things from Demon Souls. But the thing about them is that they will spawn, I think, up to 3 times, and they have a bunch of spawns in Blight Town. The thing is that they were supposed to have performance, internal... What does that mean? Cobalt, you're kind of freaking me out. Freaking me out, lovingly. But there were supposed to be giant mosquito spawner enemies that you could kill and the mosquitoes would stop spawning. Presumably. They are cut content enemies, so I don't know if the mosquitoes would stop spawning or if you would have to kill them every time. You have an internal horse. It's like an internal scream, but instead of horse. Yeah, you can say horse in this chat. This is a free horse zone. This is a horse zone. You never realize how much you talk about horses until you're not allowed to talk about horses. What a noble beast, the horse. I'm kind of terrified of them. My brother-in-law's mother. I don't know what that makes her to me. My brother-in-law's mother. My mother-in-law-in-law. That is true. You're not used to saying horse. You can say horse all you want. But they have horses, and I don't know. Those things are kind of scary. They're very large, and they're quite powerful. And this does put me on the back foot, I believe. Overall, this puts me in a place. Excuse you, sir. That man's shadow is being called. Oh, this is less than ideal. Okay. Usually the way I deal with these guys is to do this number, but we did not buy any. So we only have the bit that we have, which is less than ideal. On the internet, no one believes your horse. This is true. This is true. They don't believe a lot of things. Tell me, you're actually used to having, you got a wicked cool scar? You got a wicked cool battle scar from a horse. Horses terrify me. You can never be a horse girl. Horse girl! I love horse girls. I love horse girls so much. I am so happy that they love something so large and so terrifying as much as they do. Oops, I'm wasting ammunition. You rode a horse once when you were a kid long ago. Wasn't a fan. I could get used to riding horses. I wouldn't mind riding those magnificent beasts straight into battle. But I have to get used to the fact that there's a horse near me first. That would probably be the thing I have to get over. The fact that there's a horse near me. You were a kid, so it wasn't doing all the caretaking, but you had to feed and medicate them, and you rode horses. That's awesome, though. That's good memories, I bet. Yeah, they are scary. You got the scar, and your sister got a broken arm from falling off the saddle. Yeah, I hear a lot of that, like, falling off a horse. Did you know? Oh, actually, falling off a horse. Falling off a horse. Thank you for reminding me of a fun historical fact King William the Conqueror. I believe that's his name. King William the Conqueror. He started his life as William the Bastard, right? But in 1066, he became the first Norman king of England when he invaded to depose of King Harold Godwinson. And of course, he made his name there in the Battle of 1066, when King Harold Godwinson was killed, and he was crowned King of England in, oh, what abbey is it? It's the abbey where they crown all the kings. I'm so sad I'm blanking on its name. But he was one of the first kings that was... I think the dynasty still claims some name of his. I don't think he's always... It's the same dynasty per se. But he was the first Anglo-Saxon... Or the first Norman king of England. However, he died by falling off a horse. He was thrown from his horse, and his bowels ruptured. Yeah. Ended up dying shortly afterwards. I think the morning after he got thrown off his horse. Which is pretty rough. Bad way for King William the Conqueror to go. But it's a fun fact. Everybody loves fun facts. Favorite English king, go. I want to see some favorite English kings in chat. You were going to ask if this was a fell off a horse guy. Yep, this was the guy who fell off a horse. Very important figure. I have a fun fact about King William, is that King William the Conqueror killed my ancestor. That's right. I'm directly related to Harold Godwinson. King William the Conqueror killed my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. So him falling off the horse was actually justice. I have a claim to the British throne. And that's why I'm actually streaming. That's why I'm streaming, and that's why I want to create video essays, and that's why I want to be a performer. Because eventually, I want to create an army to overthrow the current King of Britain, so that I may become King of Britain. My rightful place. King Arthur. Yep, William the Bastard ended up full of poo. Bowels ruptured. Bad way to go. You don't know any English kings, good for you. You know a future English king, he's sitting right here. He's gonna say, aren't you technically royalty? Oh, I thought you remembered that. Yep, that is my ancestor. We shall take up arms in your name. Yes, my army. You shall all be my bannermen. I will give you holdings in Cornwall. Everybody shall have holdings in Cornwall. Because I like the name. I'm willing to overthrow the British government. Amen. Yes! We shall make an absolute monarchy in the name of my Velociraptor kingdom. It will be glorious. It will be grand. It'll be the greatest kingdom ever. Can you have a castle? I'm sure there's a castle that you can have. I'm sure there's a castle that we can... And I'm sure I can give you a funny title, too. Duke of Northumbrington. Duchess of Pennywater over Farthing. It's a great plan. It's a great plan. Old castle or modern castle? Why not both? We'll renovate it. You're fine with absolute monarchy as long as you can ignore your commands? Oh, you. Oh, you. We are going to have our first beheading in chat today. Bye, Maneater. Maneater Mildred is no more. She gave the butcher knife, which is a very good strength weapon, actually. We're kind of wearing a similar outfit to Maneater Mildred. Did I patch it? Yep. Giant butcher knife. Very good strength weapon as well, and it has the added benefit of healing you on hit. Very good weapon. Old castle is kind of like a modern house these days. Very good. I'm actually, this is a brag. This is me bragging. I'm royalty in more ways than one. And not just off of King Harold Godwinson. My grandfather on my mom's side is a... could take a Swedish noble house as his name if he wanted to. because he is the last living relative of this noble house. Technically, it's from a bastard line, but it still counts. It still counts. He's not like a direct descendant, but it is real, and I could take it if he takes it, which means that I would have a noble title. But he doesn't want to take it, and I'm like, please, Papa. Please, Papa! I want it so bad. Can't believe Maneater Mildred was going after a fellow woman. It's rude. It's rude. Grape juice would not provide great succulent meal. I mean, I think she was looking for a drink with her meal, actually. She was gonna drink grape juice with the latest man she caught. That's the royalty you were thinking of? Yes. My grandfather, I want him to take the name so bad, but, you know, it's Sweden. It's Sweden, and they have stipples about... Scruples? Scruples! That's the word. I was gonna say stipulations and scruples, and I got them both mixed up. Shaking your head should have been named Wife Eater. That's what they call... No, we'll leave that one alone. We'll leave that one alone. Please, Rockman. It would be cool if he dropped a pickaxe. Dang it. Didn't work. Mildred was gonna do what to grape juice? She was gonna drink her up. Drink her up. Drink her up. Pop open the top and get a guzzle. Happy Pride! Happy Pride, everybody! Hello to all the gays and the theys and the everybody in between in chat. Happy Pride, everybody. There's the Great Club. See? The Great and Large, Large and Great Club. Great and Large, Large and Great Club. This is a very good strength weapon, obviously. It is just a giant stick. It's also well within our parameters. It doesn't have as good strength scaling as our lovely... It has a similar strength scaling to the Demon's Great Hammer, actually, I think. Demon's Great Hammer has a little bit better strength. So which is better, big stick or bigger stick? Depends on what you want. Depends on what you want. They're both very good. The large club has poison and unique heavies. The Great Club has better scaling, damage, and also unique heavies. But it's bigger and heavier. Not by much, though. I think it's like one of the lightest. Yeah, it's like 1 point heavier. They have similar damage, similar... I mean, if you find the utility of poison, great. Then you might want to use that one. But if you find... I mean, they're both very good. Are we going to Dragon's Tooth? Maybe. We might for a little bit. The Dragon's Tooth is one of my favorite weapons. It's a good weapon. We might full Havel at some point. And also, it's not like I'm going to use my dragon skills for much, unless I want to use the Dragon King Great Axe, and I'm not sure I do. I'm not sure I do. Yep, throwing rocks. Dragon King Great Axe is pretty good, though. If the stick can do more damage than the Zwei, you might switch to the stick. The Zwei is very good because of its wide sweeps, though. And it does have the overhead. Demon Great Axe might be good, but we have to... Oh, wait, Cobalt! I was going to show you how to become part of the Forest Hunters Covenant. Also, look who's here. Because we killed Maneater Mildred, we can summon her to help with this boss. We can summon her to help with this boss. Maneater Mildred is a little piece of developer trivia because there was the mad woman in the swamp in Demon Souls who has the great knife and she attacks you. She's a red phantom. And when they were testing this game, Dark Souls 1, you would never surrender a sexy sword for a brutish club. I would. I like swords, but I think swords are overplayed. That's my unpopular opinion. I think swords are overplayed. There's too many swords. I want a hero with a club. But while they were testing the network, one of the other developers invaded the test as a naked woman with the axe and the sack on her head to be the mad woman from the swamp. And they thought that was so funny that they just made her an NPC in the game. They made her an NPC invader, is the way the story goes. And that's how we've had the mad woman in the swamp since Demon Souls in every game. Swords are neat, spears are where it's at. Yes! I love spears so much. Gungnir, come on, we need more heroes with spears. got a cool sword. This is a very good sword, actually. Yep, this is Spider Wife. Terms of service! Terms of service! Terms of service! There's no nipple, it's okay. She has magical hair that always binds her nipples. She's got permanent boob tape. That's her chaos magic. Spears are stupid simple, and keeping it stupid simple is where it's at. Spears are awesome, actually. Ow! Hey, that was a rare move. She rarely does that. She's vomiting on Maneater Mildred. Happy Pride? Yep, this is where this boss is. I actually really like Quelaag. Sorry, well, Maneater Mildred's going to town. You want to see something fun? Quelaag is immune to fire. She takes 0 fire damage, which means for pyromancy only runs, she's kind of a whole thing to get through. Alright, let's actually hit her. Ah, wow, we don't do that much more damage than Mildred, actually. She never eats men, just women. She's at it again. She's lying. That was also a rare move. Look at you guys. You're getting all the rare RNG moves. I like this boss a lot, actually. I'm sad that nothing like Quelaag comes back. I guess you get Scorpioness Nazca, but Nazca is not as hot as Quelaag. I think Mytha is as hot as Quelaag, but that might just be because I like snake women. There's something about snake women. Poor Quelaag. Bye! She's dead. And then there's Quelaag. She's dead. We're probably not going to use boss souls, but I would like to keep hold on the boss souls. Real and true. Thank you. Thank you. Real and true. According to one, not as hot as the E-Lady. The eel? The E-Lady? Which one's the E-Lady? What are you talking about, the E-Lady? Alright, Grape Juice is completing their journey to becoming the world's best grape juice mascot by ringing the second bell. Ringing the second bell. How long have we been on? About an hour? Okay. Probably not going to be maybe another hour. Second letter E? Ebrietus? Oh no! Ebrietus? I forgot about Ebrietus! Okay. You made me think of the baby girl edits with Ebrietus. Oh my god. Oh, those made me crack up when I saw it. I love that so much. Oh man. That's so funny to me. Whew. Yep, that's how that gate opens. I don't know if you talked to the Onion Man outside it. Hey, Jake, you said you didn't think there were any illusory walls? Here's another one.
Oh dear. What have we here? Are you a new servant?
Yes, this is the part that connects to the weirdly unfinished lava area. That is correct. Yes, I am a servant. I will gladly serve.
No matter. Go along and have audience with our fair lady. I pray that you will mind your manners.
I pray that I will mind my manners. Alright, this is my Dark Souls waifu. This is the one that, here she is! This is my favorite. Wait, guys! I picked the old witch's ring! I picked the old witch's ring. So this is what she's like normally. Ma'am. She can't talk. She can't talk. She can reinforce Estus Flask, though, because she is the firekeeper of this bonfire. Bonfire! However, if you put on the old witch's ring.
Quayla, my dear sister.
Yep.
Quayla, what is it? Quayla, my dear sister. The eggs, it hurts. They've gone still. I am afraid it may be too late. I am so sorry, dear sister. I'll be fine. I have you, dear sister. But promise me that you will take care of yourself.
We smushed her dear sister like a bug. I bet you feel bad now. Quaylag, the entire time, was protecting her ailing sister, who took all the disease and pain of the residents of Blighttown onto herself when she became the keeper of this bonfire. The only thing that makes her feel better is humanity. So Quaylag set up outside the second bell of awakening to harvest the humanity of hopeful undeads so that she could keep her dear sister well. You never wanted to kill her because she came after us with a lava and a sword. Yep. I don't think she wanted to kill you either. She just needed humanity for her sister. But the thing is that they don't speak the language. They can only talk to you if you have the old witch's ring. Something you only realize when you talk to the blind fair lady, the pale spider. They are one of the many sisters of Chaos, who are the offspring of the Chaos Witch. What's her name? One of the four lords who became the Witch of Izalith. There's 7 of them, I think. In this game, you run across 4. 3 sisters, Quaylag, Quaylana. I think this one is called Quaylan by the fan base. And then you meet their brother. And we're gonna go talk to the brother very soon. Actually, no, you meet 5. What? Okay, wait. No, we meet, because there's one in Izalith as well. But that one's unnamed. And then there's the body. You should have taken old ring instead of binoculars. Binoculars are awesome. Wait, what? Anyways.
Enter a covenant again. Of course. Let me try.
She thinks that you're her dead sister. She was taking all the sickness onto herself? Yep. Well, the thing about it is that there's a little bit too much blight. And that's the thing about this game, is that even things that are supposed to be selfless and good don't work out the way they're supposed to. Blighttown still was ravaged by the undead curse. Yeah. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. But you can offer her humanity. Yep, Miyazaki. Why'd you do this to her? Anyways, she's my favorite character. I love Fair Lady. This is my favorite Souls game waifu. And, she obviously does not make it out of this game. Spoiler alerts. There she is. Alright. Let's stop being a... Whoop! Good choice, but she's not the Wax Maiden. Yep, I love the Maiden in Black, actually. The Maiden in Black has that fun Eastern European. Does she give anything for humanity? She gives a spoiler. I'm gonna show you guys it later. But, yes, giving her 30 humanity is really worth it. Giving her 30 humanity is really worth it, I promise. What's all this stuff? We haven't worn armor in a while. Oh, we can actually reinforce this weapon on our own. I forgot about that. Once we ascended it, we can reinforce it on our own. We don't have to go back to Andre. Would you look at that, my friends? A plus 10 Great Hammer. That's going to be very good. That's going to be very good. Actually, because of the scaling, the Great Club scales, it has more damage. Or the Large Club has more damage than the Great Club, does it not? Or I might be, like, freaking stupid. This is 134. They might be neck and neck, actually, like really close. I like the little sound. She's one of the few areas in the game that has sound. She is one of the few areas in the game that actually has music. This is her servant.
You speak the tongue of the fair lady? Well, do not be rash with your pride. You have yet to earn my trust. If you try anything funny with the fair lady, there will be hell to pay.
I'd like to see what you could do, little dude. But he can actually upgrade your pyromancy flame. This is Ainyi. Ainyi is important. Because... let's go over to... spells. Ainyi is important. Let's go to Poison Mist. Unique pyromancy crafted by Ainyi. Considered a heretic even at the Great Swamp. Create Poison Mist. Ainyi became an egg-bearing undead who serves a deformed young girl who speaks in unintelligible tongue. Found him. We found him. We found the deformed girl. I don't know why they say deformed young girl, because it's very clear that she is a woman, and she is also one of the daughters of chaos, which means that she is like primordial. She's before the age of fire. That feels like a translation issue. To me, that feels like they translated, like, fair maiden wrong. Like, technically she's a maiden, but she's not young. She's old. She's been around since the beginning of time. Anyways, let's keep going. We're not going to sit at this bonfire. We don't need it. Look at all these Eggmen. These guys can actually give you a really interesting condition that most people do not encounter in their playthroughs of this video game. And we're probably not going to get it either, but they can give you egghead. You can become an egghead if you let them touch you. Well, they have to grab you. It's not like they give you egghead on every, like, hit. Alright, let's go visit the fair lady's brother. We've seen Quelaag. We've seen the fair lady. Let's go meet their brother and their other sister, actually. We're going to meet their other sister here as well. And I'm going to do the cheese. Sorry. I'm not going to fight him normally. Spoiler alert. You want to be smart? This game gives you a lot of opportunities to be smart. It gives you a ton of opportunities to be smart. Again, I feel like most of the difficulty of Dark Souls 1 is knowledge. It's a knowledge-gated game. If you know things, this game is going to be way easier. And that's kind of like why I don't like a lot of the later games, because they don't have the same level of knowledge gating that this one has. Bloodborne has it, Elden Ring has it, but I feel like Dark Souls 3 in particular, it's more mechanical skill than it is knowledge gating. But here's their brother! This is the little brother of the Chaos Sisters, the only boy. Isn't he lovely? Oh, it makes you an egghead? That seems like it'd be good. Yeah, it is interesting. You have to give up 10% of your souls, though. It is interesting, but you have to give up 10% of your souls. Alright. He seems nice. He seems nice enough. Oh, what's this? What's over here? I wonder what this item is. Oh, he seems quite pissed that we picked that up. And here's Ceaseless Discharge. What a good name for a boss. We can take Ceaseless Discharge very seriously in chat, okay? I should probably take off this. I mean, we don't. Bom, bom, bom. Yep, run all the way to the beginning. This is important. I swear. There he is. He's following. You got a problem, Ceaseless? He sounds pretty upset. Why don't we help him out? Sounds like post Taco Bell. I mean, he's also constantly discharging lava, so you might not be... I think you're closer than you realize. Like, you are closer than you realize. Can you do it again? You weren't watching. There might be some issues with that. But that's that. That is it. That's all you need to do. Then that boss is dead, and you get another 20,000 souls. And you can do it entirely with your fists. That's it. Poor Ceaseless. He is one of the bosses of the video game. Can we see... Is Centipede Demon somewhere around here? Yeah, it's a very strange boss fight. Yeah, even if you do it normally, it's weird. It is not the... Can we see Centipede Demon? Where is Centipede Demon? Because that's where we need to go there. And then, is he below us? I know you can see him on the wall. But where? Where is Centipede Demon? I don't know where the Centipede Demon boss fight is. You think you did it normally? You remember the guy, but not really the fight? Yeah, the fight is not the most exciting thing. Izalith is famously unfinished. Like, this entire area is very famously unfinished. They did not get all the way through with Izalith. And they have like apologized for it before. They were like, yeah, it's not to the standard that we had hoped the end game to be. And I think that the fact that you can skip large portions of it is its saving grace. You think you killed it first try? It's really not. Yeah, Ceaseless Discharge is not that. Did they do any changes with it in the remastered? Nope! Nope! They did not finish Izalith in the remastered, and it makes me mad! They did not finish Izalith in the remastered. They didn't do it. Makes me angry. Nice rock. What do you guys think of metamorphic rock? I think this is igneous rock, not metamorphic, but I'm a pretty big fan of metamorphic rock. Igneous. I think sedimentary rock is lame. It's the lamest rock. Bottom tier rock. Bottom tier rock. But igneous, pretty good. Metamorphic, the best. That is my opinion. Hey, it's this guy again. Everybody loves this guy. Oh, wow. That's really good damage. This guy is really useful for a Pyramid Head cosplay. Only 800 souls. That's kind of lame. No, seriously, where is Centipede Demon? I'm kind of bothered that I don't know where the Centipede Demon boss room is. All you know is stone, rock and stone. Well, yeah, sedimentary is bottom tier, or else it's gonna get to the bottom of all those rivers. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da. I'm glad you caught that. Yeah, look at all these randomly placed demons. They didn't know what they were gonna do with this area, so they just randomly placed a bunch of demons. How embarrassing for them. It is really rough that they didn't get to finish this portion of the game. It's kind of really sad. Like, look at that. Just a bunch of random Taurus demons standing out in the lava. Just out there. It'd be cool if one of them dropped their hammer. I mean, I guess it's an axe, but, like, it does straight damage. That move is always a weird hitbox. That is always a little bit of a strange hitbox, I gotta say. I gotta say. Okay. These guys are immune to lava, and that feels unfair because they're not immune to fire. If I remember correctly, the lava in this game, does it do physical damage or does it do... I think the lava in Dark Souls 3 does physical damage. Because that game can't decide what it wants to be. The lava in this game, I think, largely does fire damage, but don't quote me on that. Pretty sure it's the same as the lava in Dark Souls 2, where it does... Oh, no. I aggroed too. Less than ideal. Hey, the only video game you ever played, can anyone tell me when the streamer is and jumping before you eat? That is the thing about heavy weapons in Elden Ring, is that you're kind of... Did I die? No, I'm still alive! I thought I died! The kind of really encouraged to do a jumping attack with heavy weapons. That was a heck of a stippy stompy. Alright, not even close. Not even close. Come Tuesday, I can test if it does physical or fire. Okay, okay, I like that. I like the idea of testing it. Yeah, that I wanted to do a quick HP check, but I knew it would get me killed, and I didn't wanna die there. Ooh, 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 ooh. Item. That's one of the weapons with the highest AR in the series. I mean, it's been... Sorry, I didn't want to... It's been largely beat out by Elden Ring, but prior to Elden Ring, that weapon, the Demon's Great Axe. Oh, you guys are still coming, huh? What's your leash range? When do you give up? Okay, one's giving up. Oh, my bad. Oh, he still took the stagger off the... Hello, sir. Please die. Funny that they're immune to lava, but they... Okay. I saw a guy. So, this is because I hummed a little bit of the Twilight Princess "You're Winning" theme. I saw a guy because people were arguing on Reddit, as one does, and I really gotta drop Reddit, but I love going on Reddit. I've become a little bit of a Redditor, if one could say. But they were arguing about whether or not Zelda counts as a reincarnation like game. As if, like, the reincarnation theory holds up, quote unquote. Greatest? You're sorry? Yes, I know, yeah. Yeah, I know. It's Reddit. I know. But they were arguing about whether or not Zelda counts as a reincarnation game. And one guy's piece of evidence was that it doesn't count as reincarnation because in Twilight Princess... the sage and the hero of Twilight are there at the same time. Not the sage, the hero of time. The shade. The hero's shade. You also read it? Yeah, unfortunately, it's quite useful, actually. And there are some good subreddits. You do your main advertising on Reddit, you think? I tried to, but advertising on Reddit is not great. Those guys do not seem to really care. They don't really want to watch clips or anything like that. Promoting yourself is seen as bad hat, even on, like, VTuber or streamer promotions. And they also do not like the fact that my voice comes out of this avatar. You're here! Hi, Zareth, how are you? Don't you have work tomorrow? What are you doing here? Lovingly. Thank you for being here. We're killing demons in Lost Isolate. But I was like... I don't think you know how reincarnation works. right? I think he's just thinking that they are literally the same person, which means that the two of them cannot be in the same place, because if the hero of time is in the same place as the hero of Twilight, then you have two of the same person in the same place, and then the timeline would collapse or something. I don't know. I was like, what do you mean they can't? Like, that's, first of all, not how reincarnation works. And second of all, even if it was how reincarnation works, it's not like they can't have two of the same guy in one place. It's not uncommon for male presenting voices to have female avatars. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But every single time I don't know, maybe it's because of the quality of my voice. But every single time I get people going, that's a guy. And I'm like, good job. You heard it. Good job. Zelda is very much... Folks don't seem to care that your nasally voice is coming in a small echoing creature that is property of yourself. I love your small echoing creature. I don't know. I don't know if Beatrice is very feminine. I don't know. I don't know. That's a guy. Yeah, first time ever seeing a VTuber. That's what I thought too. I was like, hey, bud, you're on the VTuber subreddit. Did you know that? But I think about that a lot. A lot of people will ask, and I don't mind people asking. And a lot of the times it's a respectful thing. They'll be like, what do you want to be? What are you? And it's like, I'm me. That is really the most important thing about it. You can call me whatever you are comfortable with, because I am also comfortable with it. But I think that is really funny that I hate this enemy. I hate rockworm. At least it dies to hits. I'm not heartbroken one way or the other. I ain't even me. Good job getting as far as you did. Amen. It took a long amount of effort to get there. If we're gonna be unironic, if we're gonna be genuine for a second, it took a long time of self-negotiating to go. Yeah, no, that's me. Took a long time to get there. Again, I really recommend, I think I've said this on stream before, I totally recommend, honestly, completely and truthfully, just like spending an hour a day just sitting and thinking about yourself in relation to others and the world and the universe and what you want for yourself and what you think about yourself and what you think about others and how you think they think about you. I think that's very important. That level of like relational and self-work is really important. It's also really boring. I have to say, it's quite boring. You're me, you're okay with me, you want to know more about me, but you're okay with me. I'm bad, and that's good. I will never be good, and that's not bad. The only thing I want to be is me. Wait, what's the other one? What's the other one? That's your existential dread. Yeah, that's the thing, is that, like, spiraling or dreading, I don't think is the correct. I feel like that's, not what I'm trying to talk about. But I also understand, because I also have spirals of existential dread. I will always remember there was a moment while I was at my job. I was sitting in the break room at my retail job, and I remember looking down at my hands and going, oh my god, these are human hands. And then I look behind me and I look at all the people sitting in the break room, and I'm like, these are human beings. They have spent years of their life doing this job in this break room with these people. And then as soon as it came, I was like, well, I guess I gotta go to work. The only other one you know is Dr. Seuss. You are you, that is truer than true. No one in the world is more youer than you. That Dr. Seuss guy, he had some stuff. He had some stuff to say about the world we live in. Look at that. 1001, similar to Dark Souls 3. I'm actually gonna level up 1, so let's get 35 strength. And then let's level up our Pyromancy Flame, because I want more attunement. Alright, bye. The other one I was thinking of is, I am cringe, and that's based. I'll never be based, and that's not cringe. The only person I'd rather be is me. I like that one, because it's cringe. Yeah, you know that one. That one's good. You want to know, am I really dude? Am I more lady? But then get the realization I'm just having midlife crisis. Amen. Amen. I think, I was actually watching something, I think last night. Oh, man. Last night feels like forever ago. I've slept at least 3 times since then in different 3-hour periods. But, I was watching something last night that was talking about, like, relationship problems, relationship issues. It was a woman talking about, like, how men will never take you on dates anymore once they get you in the house. Once you're living with them, all they do is watch TV and then have you sit with them on the couch and stuff like that. And they're like, they never put in the effort anymore. And it was like, we should withhold sex until they give us dates. And I was like, okay, this feels really gender essentialist and largely empty. And I looked to the comments and I was really disappointed to see that the comments were getting like thousands of likes. You know what I mean? And, you know, it was a lot of people just agreeing with her. I was like, this feels very patriarchal. It feels very gender essentialist. You've put him in a box of being a provider. He's the only one who can initiate dates. I'm like, if you want to go on a fun and fancy and expensive date, tell him. Initiate one yourself. Be like, hey, there's a cool place downtown that's opening. I want to share that experience with you. Do you want to go with me? It's okay. You can also initiate a date. Now, I don't know the full context of, like, these people's relationship and the way that, but the way they're talking, it sounds like they want him to initiate all the dates. But at the same time, I really dislike the sex as reward framing, because it's like, it implies that the only purpose for a man to provide a relationship is to receive the gift of physical intimacy, and that the only purpose of the woman to provide in the relationship is the gift of physical intimacy, and it must be withheld if one person is not withholding their part of the agreement. And I was like, I really don't like that. I feel like, I don't know, you ever go onto the, it's another subreddit. It's another subreddit. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. Hey, here's more illusory walls, by the way. Here's more illusory walls. I don't know if you've ever heard of the subreddit, Are the Straights Okay? Happy Pride Month, by the way. And I really don't think they are. After reading a bunch of the stuff from the Are the Straights Okay, I'm pretty sure they don't like each other. And I don't know about that. That feels rough, right? To go through the entire thing and just be like largely unimpressed with each other. Just dislike each other. You're frequently evil autism. You can confirm they're not. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, wow. Does anyone actually like each other in this relationship? I was thinking about, like, the sex as reward thing. I don't know about you guys, but I think in a healthy physical relationship, you should want to have sex with each other. That would be ideal, right? Maybe, like, maybe one of you doesn't like the act, and that's totally okay. You can not like the act, that's fine. Maybe one of you is hypersexual and likes it a little bit more. That's something you have to work out, right? That's something that Please, Dark Souls. Okay, we're gonna have to fix this. I'm like, in a healthy physical relationship, you should want to be with each other. You should want to be intimate with each other. But it seems like they're just not. I don't know. And also, it's like, you shouldn't Pavlov your boyfriend. You hope that it gets fixed in the remaster? It does not! It does not! You will be sorely disappointed, my friend. It does not. Hey, there's Testicular Man. I don't think you should Pavlov your... Okay. I don't know about that, Dark Souls. That doesn't make sense. Let's try again. that if he does good thing, he get physical reward, and he only get physical reward if he does good thing, right? Like, that feels wrong. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that doesn't feel right. That feels like, hey, there's a Chloranthy ring. Chloranthy ring. Alright, this time we just slipped right out. I feel like a lot of, like, because I feel like a lot of men, the men in my life, the men who present as men, supermen, men, are largely touch-starved, very touch-starved individuals. I think that would largely be fixed if you were allowed to hold your homie's hand. You should be allowed to hold your homie's hand. You should be allowed to hug your homie every now and then. Life would be better if people weren't afraid of appearing gay. Oh! Yeah. Yeah. Life would be better if people weren't afraid of appearing feminine. I don't think that physical touch and affection should be considered feminine, but what do I know? Nothing, apparently. Oh, I was too slow. Ah. You can actually save yourself from dying due to fall damage if you quit out fast enough. But I thought that I could save... I thought I wasn't going to die due to fall damage, so I went too slow. I went too slow, that's my bad. Everybody loves the Great Hollow. The Great Hollow is everybody's favorite area in the video game. Nobody has any qualms with the Great Hollow. Great Hollow is super fun. Great Hollow is super great. You can go from one fall... You can go from one death fall to another in the Great Hollow. It's the greatest of hollows. I did it again! I want to get that item! I bet it's just like a blue Titanite chunk. It's probably nothing great. It's probably just a blue Titanite chunk. Probably just a blue Titanite chunk. But I want it. This is the crux of the issue. This is the problem. I want it. I should probably just leave it, but I want it. Yeah, I would I would be really excited if that were true. Oh, there is a really easy way to get it. Land here. Go over here. I was making a big deal about nothing. Oh, it's a red Titanite chunk. My bad. My bad. That's so much more useful, chat. We love red Titanite chunks. You must traverse the hollow without fear. Fear is what gets you in this cursed zone. I hate how quickly the crystal lizards, like, give up in this area. That you just need to enter the mere vicinity of them, and then they're, like, already gone. Which sucks, because they can drop slabs. Like, they can drop really good stuff. And they're not like other crystal lizards. They don't come back when you quit the game. They come back when you close the game. So it's really hard to get these crystal lizards, actually. Like, when you reload the area, you have to travel out and come back in. Blue Titanite chunk. That's where the blue Titanite chunk is. My bad. Floating branch. Magical floating branch. Magical floating branch. I wish I could be part of a choir again. I haven't been part of a choir in a very long time. I loved being in a choir. Woo! I missed. Ow! What was that? He did, like, physical damage. I wonder if these guys will die, too, because getting cursed down here would be really bad. Getting cursed down here would be really bad. Last time you did choir was back in elementary school. Yeah! I did it all throughout school. Yeah, they do. They die in one fireball. I did it all throughout school, and I love it. I love it a lot. I used to get paid for it. Teachers hated you. Yeah, that's a common experience. My kindergarten teacher had a lot of beef with me. Have I ever talked about this? Have I ever talked about how much my kindergarten teacher hated me? My kindergarten teacher had straight up beef with me. Don't worry, clams nearby. That is true. I forgot about the clams. I forgot about the clams. My kindergarten teacher had straight up beef with me, and I don't know what I did. I was an annoying child. This must be stated. I was a pretty annoying kid. But, like, the level of vitriol she had for this kid was a little bit odd, in my opinion. That was your first grade teacher, but you were an ADHD monstrosity. I must have been really annoying as a kid. Like, I probably had, like, a whole host of undiagnosed issues, and it was hard for me to be in class. But really, I just wanted to impress the adults I was around. And I had this idea that being intelligent was impressive. That's what they wanted to see from me, right? So, I was annoyingly precocious. I would try to correct things and talk out and be, you know. So, my kindergarten teacher would actually set me aside and keep me separate from the rest of the class. Bye, guys. I don't want to deal with these guys. She would put me in the corner and give me a white erase board and then do class with the rest of the class. I loved that corner, actually. It was a really nice corner. But I remember this very specific instant. Final Fantasy, your teacher was 4 to 6 when your middle school teachers were both good dudes. Other middle school teachers, all the others, not so much. Yeah. I will always remember my middle school teacher who didn't believe I had autism. Because I act so normal. Okay. I act so normal. He didn't believe that I was autistic until he tried to have a pop quiz and it stressed me out so bad I had a meltdown. And after that, he was like, oh, dang. That kid ain't right. But yeah, no, they put me in the corner. She put me in the corner. I remember a very specific instance where I was sitting in the back of the class with her while we were watching Schoolhouse Rock at the front of the classroom. And I always had to sit next to her because she didn't trust me to sit by myself. Fair statement, I think. I wasn't allowed to sit by myself. Also, welcome to Ash Lake, everybody. Here's a giant tree place that FromSoft loves so much. It's the meme choir. Yep. It's used a lot in memes. But she had me sit at the back of the class with her, and I remember I had to go to the bathroom really bad. But she wouldn't let me go to the bathroom by myself either, which, I mean, makes sense. We were all like, how old are you in kindergarten? 5, 6? She didn't want any of us to go out by herself, but she also wouldn't leave the class to go with me because she thought I was making it up. She thought I was just being annoying. And it got so bad that I actually remember, like, I ended up peeing my pants in that seat next to her. She was so mad at me because she thought I did it on purpose, that I was doing it to spite her. And I was like, dude, I don't know what to do. I'm 5. I think that some people should probably not be teachers. She was also the first grade teacher. Your middle school teacher got the one that got you. Oh, that's awesome, though. I had a high school teacher that was really into the Elder Scrolls, like the original Elder Scrolls, like Elder Scrolls Arena, and gave one of my friends a flash drive with all the original copies of it copied onto it. I thought that was so cool. But she was also my first grade teacher, which kind of sucked that I had 2 years with her. But in first grade, I remember trying to butter her up. I was trying to get on her good graces, right? So I gave her a card that said, "You're the #1 teacher" on it. And she looked at the card and gave it back to me and said, "Redo it. The 1 is backwards." I did not redo it. I sulked. I didn't want to make it again. Yeah. This is the only other Hydra in the game. He looks a little bit more purple. You're going to bed. You're happy you're looking forward to spending time in the future, though. Yeah, thank you. I am going to be gone for another week, though. I want this said. on the record, I'm going to be gone. I'm probably not going to be back until next Sunday, but I am also very excited to be streaming again. I know, yeah. Sad there's no 11Cs. Yep, we need more Hydra. What about second Hydra? I need to rewatch Lord of the Rings. It's been a little bit. I love watching all of them, like, in one sitting, because if I'm not going to watch them all in one sitting, I'm not going to watch them all. Because I watched the extended edition, because those are the good editions. Oh, we actually did so much damage that he didn't. Huh. Actually did so much damage that we didn't end up cutting up all the heads. Sag. This is where you get all your dragon scales, which is important because the other way to get dragon scales is by invading people while being a member of the Dragon Covenant, which we're not going to be able to do because we can't invade people because we are permanently offline. We are permanently offline. School was an interesting time. I don't know. I feel like school is a really important moment for a lot of children. It's where you spend most of your day, and it's very important that school be good for the child. I don't know why that's a controversial opinion. There are a lot of people who are like, children shouldn't like school. And I'm like, why? Why? Education should be enjoyed. People should like being educated. People should like having an education. People should like getting an education. It is much better. Look at these giant clams, by the way. These are very weird enemies. They never return. Like, I don't understand why you want children to suffer. I think a lot of it is like, I don't have fun at my job, and school is like a child's job, so children therefore should not have fun at school. And I'm like, I think you should have fun at your job. I think you should have a good time when you're at work. I feel like you shouldn't want to kill yourself every single time you clock in. Give desire a go and not just stay at home. Exactly. I feel like if people are faking sickness to stay at home, that means that something is wrong. Something is wrong. If children are dreading going to school, something is wrong. Now, of course, school shouldn't be all fun and games, but education should be something that the child enjoys and desires. Learning stuff is fun. Being educated is fun. Knowing things is good. Sets you up for a very successful life. And for some people just want to suck all the joy out of it. I don't understand it. Miserable people making other people miserable. But I just don't understand why you would want to make a child miserable. That to me is just like utterly foreign. It's bizarre. They're children. They don't know nothing. They're brand new to this world. It's a wonderful world, and we should make them excited to be in it instead of setting them up for disappointment. That's another thing I hate when people are like, oh, you should crush their dreams now because it's gonna get crushed when they get older. It's like, that's a horrible thing to think. I don't know, like, that's awful. You should be realistic. Absolutely. Absolutely, you should be realistic. Not everyone's gonna be a famous movie star. But, like, there's no point to go out of your way to crush a child's dreams. That's just mean. Be realistic, but be kind. It's so easy to be kind. This is a random rant. You got your past middle school, confirmed it was entirely just a slog. You got your GED a year early and dipped from it as soon as you could. I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense, but it's also sad. That makes sense, but it's also sad. I will say that. I loved school. I loved going to school. I loved having good teachers, and I loved learning things. I loved all that. Sometimes I think about going back to school, actually, but I would go back for like music performance, and that's probably not the best thing to go back for, and to go into even more debt for. But I would. I wish I could. A dream. Speaking of dreams, I remember I used to sing for a church, and the director at that church was she was a woman in her 80s, But when she was young, she was a famous opera singer. She sang in Paris and in London and New York, and she was a soprano, is a soprano. She still has an incredible voice, an incredible power and control over her voice. It just goes to show that if you take good care of your instrument will last forever. It will live as long as you do. But she was like, you know, I would really like you to go back to school for music. I would like you to go to the University of Texas. I have a lot of pull there. And I'm like, I would rather die than go to the University of Texas, but thank you. And I stick by that decision. I think Texas is a hell state. Sorry to everyone who lives there. Really, I'm very sorry that you have to live there. But I do think about that. Like, if she had convinced me to go back to school for music performance, I probably wouldn't have started this, and I very much enjoy this, I have to say. So, different life paths, different things you could have done. Where would you be now? Who knows? Who cares? Here's this guy! Pray to the everlasting dragons. You can become a member of the Dragon Covenant. There he is. Big old dragon. Neat place. You couldn't survive it. This place? He doesn't care if you break his tail. He was supposed to have attack animations. He has attack animations in the game, but they're never coded in. I wonder if they just dropped it. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But he has the Dragon Greatsword. This sword, one of the rare dragon weapons, came from the tail of a stone dragon of Ash Lake, descendant of the ancient dragons. Its great mystical power will be unleashed when wielded with two hands. Anyways, here's this weapon. It is an Ultra Greatsword. We can't use the mystical power. Oh, never mind. That's what its mystical power looks like, everybody. You can become a Scaly? Yep. Yep, you can. You absolutely positively can. Right now we're a Chaos Servant, but we'll leave the Covenant so you can see something funny. Where's my hammer? Where's my hammer? Hey, where's my hammer? Oh wait, I didn't look at the Demon's Great Axe. Ah, look at that. Look at that A scaling. Look at that A scaling. Very good. Very good. Same strength requirement as the Demon's Great Hammer, actually. Let's not sit there. So now we are a member. I wish they brought Covenants back. I actually really like Covenants. So he requires dragon scales, which can only be farmed from the blue drakes in the Valley of Drakes, which sucks. And we can't even use look at us go. You asked if you can become a Scaly. How about that? How about that? You can indeed in this wonderful video game. In this wonderful video game. Alright, we should have rested at the top of the Great Hollow, didn't we? I feel like we rested at the top of the Great Hollow. Ugh. Bigify. That's a silly thing you can do. You can bigify the emo. You can make it massive. Alright, let's get out of this cursed place. But now we are a dragon, everybody. I hope everybody likes the fact that we are a dragon, because it won't go away until I die. Will not go away until I die. That's us now. Is the breath attack good? Let's go test it out. Let's go test it out. Dragons are dinosaurs, kinda, especially this design for the dragon. It's, yeah, it's pretty decent. Especially because it only takes, stamina. Like, it's not the most amazing thing in the world, but it's fun, right? And I think that's what makes it really silly. I don't know if the dragon headstone scales. Stone imbued with the power of dragons. Right of apostles of the ancient dragons. Gain head of dragon. Emit dragon breath. The dragon apostles seek transcendence of life itself, attainable by transformation into an ancient dragon. This rite is only one step, but it cannot be reversed until death. I hope you guys like the word dragon. I don't know how many times I said dragon, but you can become dragon. Dragon mode! They're one of my favorite Dark Souls meme videos. Makes fun of the different dragon forms because they look wildly different depending on the game. This guy is very resistant to fire, unfortunately for us. Let's go talk to a woman about a flame, shall we? Nice! Dragon D's nuts. Nice. Good one, chat. Up top. Up top.
A mere undead, yet you can see me. Fascinating. I am Quelana of Izalith. I am not often revealed to walkers of flesh. You have a gift. Are you too one who seeks my pyromancy, like Salomon?
Yes.
Yes, of course. It should be expected. Very well. You shall be my pupil, but to pursue my pyromancy, you must give something up. Are you prepared to do this?
You must give something up. Anyways, here's the advanced pyromancy tutor. This woman sells more pyromancies. The advanced pyromancy tutor. What does, I don't know if it does. I think the dragon head, unfortunately, does not scale. Like most dragon equipment, it doesn't frickin' scale.
Long ago, I accepted another pupil like yourself. Over 200 years ago, there was a man almost as bungling as you. In your world, he was called Salomon, the master pyromancer. The little rascal really made something of himself. Pyromancy is the art of invoking and manipulating fire. But remember one thing.
Why are you whispering into my
Always
ear?
fear the flame, lest you be devoured by it and lose yourself. I would hate to see that happen again.
Why does she talk like an ASMR artist? Still a semi-ranged option that's free to use.
Pyromancy is the art of invoking but I would hate.
This is one of the other sisters.
Whatever you do not crack and go hollow, lest my time spent on you be wasted.
She is one of the other sisters. This is Quailag's sister. She didn't turn into a bug. I don't know how, like, Quailag and her sister turned into bugs, but the other sisters didn't. But she didn't get bugged. No bug mode. Good for her. Maybe because she was invisible. If she was invisible, the profaned flame couldn't see her and transform her. This is lore, Miyazaki. You clever individual. You didn't think I was gonna figure it out, did ya? But I know your tricks. The profaned flame was simply not profaned enough to be able to see her. I hate that elevator, by the way. That elevator has killed me so many times. Also, the elevator works. Let me see if I can see it. Oh, the dog isn't in the elevator. There's supposed to be a dog in there, but the dog's right there. I don't know why the dog's right there. The dog's supposed to be in the elevator. Hello? That's strange. Why am I not hitting the... I hate those things so much. I hate those things so much. The dog, the elevator. Bonk. Bonk. There's a blow dart sniper. That's less than ideal. Not a big fan of that, I must say. I hate blow dart snipers. I think they're the worst. Ah, the full Crimson set. The full Crimson set. Remedy. Remedy in later games is a miracle, not a sorcery. That's very interesting to me, that they decided that they would switch it over. Alright. Can confirm the elevator seems scuffed going down too. Yes, the elevator is quite scuffed. Just one of the many ways the environment can kill you in Blighttown. One of the many ways. I actually don't know why you go up here. I have to say, I don't know why you can go up there. I think it might be for a drop somewhere, but I'm not interested. Not interested! Alright. So, I'm going to show you guys a neat trick. Hopefully I have enough dung pies for it. So, those guys who drop dung pies are pretty useful. Oh, I don't have enough dung pies. But if I had enough dung pies, what we could do that would make life better is that dung pies build up toxin on yourself. Actually, we do. Oh, yeah, baby. Because they build up toxin on yourself, you do not get affected by the Blow Dart Sniper's version of Toxic. And the Blow Dart Sniper's version of Toxic is much more dangerous than the Dung Pies version of Toxic. So you can toxin yourself with poo-poo to not be hurt by the Blow Dart Snipers. Fun fact. That's why picking up the... Are you going to eat the pies? Yes, I did eat the pies. But it's all so that I don't get Blow Dart Snipered. Knowledge! Yes, the snipers do not respawn. Which means if you kill them, they're dead. They are a one-time enemy. Yeah, look at all... Like, if we didn't have poise, we would actually... I think the darts do, like, 1 poise damage. So, it is very nice. Do you guys want to know how poise works? Do people want to know how poise works? I can go on a long rant about poise in this game. I love poise. Doesn't everyone? But I will only do it if people want to get into the technical nitty-gritty of it. You do? Okay. So, poise, the way poise works is that you have, like, a poise number, right? Armor provides poise, the wolf ring provides poise. That's your 2 ways to get poise. I also use poise a lot because it's amazing. So right now I'm wearing the wolf ring, which provides an even 40 poise. The usual poise number you want to get to is around 41, and that's because if you hit someone with a straight sword, that does 20 poise damage. Damage in this game is calculated between health and poise, and attacks have a flat amount of poise damage. So that's why you want to have higher numbers of poise, so that you can take more attacks before you stagger. Now, poise in this game, there's a Firekeeper soul, by the way. There's a Firekeeper soul right there. The thing about poise is that it does indeed have a timer and it resets. But the way that it happens is that it resets to full after taking damage every 4 seconds. So if you get hit for like 39 poise damage, wait 4 seconds, it will instantly shoot back up to 40. You found that soul? Good. Good. It will instantly shoot back up to 40. Which means that if you take 10 poise damage, wait a second, take 10 poise damage, wait 2 seconds, and take 10 poise damage, you will have 30 less poise, but you will need to wait another 4 seconds for it to reset. It's not like on it's 4 seconds after taking damage. But no matter how much poise damage you take, it resets to full. So if you have 121 poise and you take 120 poise damage. After 4 seconds, it resets to full, and now they have to chew through all your poise again. It's a very useful stat. I usually go naked with the wolf ring. That's my usual build. Naked with the wolf ring, so that I can poise monster my way through a lot of like enemy attacks, especially like the hollows and stuff like that. Getting stun locked is very bad. Key to the New Londo ruins. That's pretty respectable if I say so myself. I hate fighting anything more. Oh, that's why. We might be in trouble. I wish... Oh, yeah, that's what I want to see. I want them to be on top of each other, so I hit both of them with fireballs. That makes my life so much easier. Ooh, poop! We can replenish our poop supply! Yep, yes, it is. I think that... I love numbers. I love the numbers of this game. Huh. We're in a little bit of trouble, aren't we? We're gonna die of damage over time if I don't do something about that. Valley of Drakes. Very exciting. And since we got the key to the New Londo ruins, we can now take the elevator back up to our lovely, lovely Firelink Shrine. That's the way you came in from Blighttown? That makes sense. A lot of people do that to skip. If you use that entrance, you can skip most of the early game bosses. If you have the Master Key, you can skip Taurus Demon, you can skip Gaping Dragon, you can skip Capra Demon. Technically, you don't need to kill Moonlight Butterfly. You can skip most of the bosses in the video game if you take the way that you went. What? Uh-oh. Dead. Dead. Worn by the Firekeeper at Firelink Shrine, it is thought to have once been the white robe of a maiden, but smoke and ashes from bonfires have darkened it over the years. You didn't use the Master Key though? You got the key from somewhere else? Yes, you got the key from the same place I did, in a chest in Blighttown. It is thought to have once been the white skirt of a maiden, but its true origin is lost in patches of blood. Perhaps its former wearer was maimed to prevent escape. Was maimed to prevent escape. And then the Black Eye Orb. Mystical orb found on a keeper's corpse. Invade the world of the murderer of a Firekeeper. To defeat the perpetrator and reclaim the soul of the Firekeeper. The Black Eye keeps constant watch on the city of the gods. And/or Londo. And look who's missing! The guy who was sitting right here staring at the Firekeeper the whole time. And she's dead.
Did you ring the second bell? That is incredible, I must say. But now we have a new problem. It's noisy, it snores, and its breath is lethal. This is no laughing matter, I tell you. Damn, that stench. and I was really beginning to like it here. Maybe it's time I do something about it.
So, we can't use this bonfire anymore. Firekeeper's dead. Yep, you get the key to the new Londo. Let me see. You have to pick up this key. The key to the New Londo ruins. The ruins of New Londo were blocked off, for the cursed ghosts posed danger to life and spirit, and the legends speak of a terrible dark which was sealed away. That is the key to the New Londo ruins, which you can only get in Blighttown. Anyway, here's the Snoring Man! If you kill Trader Dude, does that prevent Firekeeper death? It does. If you kill Lautrec before you ring the second bell, the Firekeeper lives. If you kill Lautrec before the second bell, the Firekeeper lives. Problem is, I should have stopped by the Fair Lady, so I could level up my fire. Framped! Yep, it's framped. You know what you're doing first thing, and yep. He drops a really good ring, too, actually. We have 6 Eyes of Death. That's pretty good. Alright. You know what I'm going to finish off with, guys? I'm going to finish off with getting to the Valley of the Drakes and showing you how to join the Force Hunter Covenant. That's what I'm going to finish off with. We'll probably have like another 10 minutes. Technically, the flag for Lautrec to kill Firekeeper is getting to the bottom of Blighttown. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did you get to the bottom of Blighttown? I did not know that. I thought it was ringing the second bell. Thank you for clearing that up. I thought it was ringing the second bell, but I was wrong about that. Uh-oh. You started at the bottom. Is your Firelink Shrine still going? Have you visited Firelink Shrine in a while? Soul of a lost undead. Not since, no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You might be in the same boat I'm in, my friend. Oh, sorry. He's gonna ask where we got that awesome pyromancy we got from the Fire Lady.
Why, yes, of course. Thank you for sharing. I'm still an able pyromancer. I shall locate her myself. I mean, you're dead, once again. Pyromancy has a, well, rather primitive aspect to it. It meshes poorly with advanced culture, and pyromancers are considered rather unsavory, which is fine, as I never got along with anybody anyway. So, for me, turning undead didn't change a thing.
Yeah, but you're such a nice guy.
Pyromancer's flame is a part of his own body. Flame develops right along with his skill. Oh, sorry. You're a pyromancer yourself. You already know this. Goodbye then. Come back if you find anything new. Thank you for sharing. I'm still unable. Goodbye then. Be safe, friend. Don't you dare go hollow.
And don't you dare go hollow. That's a very common farewell in the Dark Souls community. It's a little cheesy, but I love it. It's a little cheesy and I love it. Don't you dare go hollow. I think it's really nice that both of the pyromancers do say, like, don't you dare go hollow. I mean, of course the pyromancers are warm people, right? Like, of course the pyromancers are very warm. Of course they have to be. I think it's funny that Laurentius is like, I never liked people anyways, and he's the nicest NPC in any FromSoft game except for the Odin Chapel Dweller in Bloodborne. Like, the guy is the nicest guy on the planet. And, we showed him where that pyromancy, where we got that pyromancy, which may have, you do the 07, you do the salute. We showed him where we got that pyromancy, which may have unintended consequences. It may have unintended consequences. Alright. I mean, I'm not gonna go through the Valley of Drakes, actually. We're gonna go around here. You put it. Oh, whoa! Oh, whoa! Oh, whoa! Oh, whoa! Everybody give me your cringiest emoticon. Like, for those who were alive in 2009, how did you greet each other on message boards? I want to know. Did you say "rawr" as I love you in Dinosaur? Did you guys do that? Were you those kids? I was not one of those kids. I didn't go on internet message boards in 2009. I played mostly Flash games. I didn't really do a lot of, like... I mean, I read some webcomics. I liked webcomics a lot. Oh, whoa. You don't remember what your greeting was in the 2000s? Lame. Lame cop-out. Don't remember, huh? Sure. That's a likely story. I bet you're just embarrassed to share. Meow. Leather boots. Longbow. Feather arrows. Fell down. It was 20 years ago, child. I remember things from 20 years ago. I'll probably remember things from 20 years ago 20 years from now. But I do have a pretty good memory. And I like memory holding things. Usually when I'm in the middle of something, I'll always remember this, and then I do. But there are also a lot of things that I just forget. Like, short-term memory is not ideal. Not a good place. Not... Working memory? Not there. Don't have it. Not good. Oh, wait a second. We could say hello to that lady we rescued. Wouldn't that be fun? You remember the princess we rescued, chat? Ah! Get spaced, idiot! Entirely calculated! Entirely calculated! Pop. Let's go talk to a lady. Ah! Dude! I'm trying to talk to a woman! Why are you all up in my business? Okay. Weirdo.
I am Dusk of Ulysses.
I know, I saved your life. I'm a dragon.
See thee again. I shall follow thy wishes.
Now we can learn how to bow. What's the requirement for that lady? She's not there. You have to kill the Hydra. And then when you kill the Hydra, there's a golden crystal man in a cave over there. When you kill the golden crystal man, the next time you come down here, you can talk to Dusk.
For a very long time, I was trapped within the crystal golem. From my home I was taken, banished to a plane of distortion. It was there that thou came to my rescue, long after I had relinquished all hope. So gleeful was I. My faith reneweth.
I agree.
The sorceries of Ulysses differ from the magic of thine age. It is difficult to explain. Ulysses' sorceries are, what doth one say? They're somewhat of an approximation. Thine sorceries are more straightforward, negating all but thyself. Dost thou not find some fascination in these discrepancies?
Sure. Whatever you say, lady.
The sorceries of...
Alright, and she sells Ulasil sorceries, which are all kind of repairs pretty good. Sorry you were so late and so inactive, but you must sleep now. Good night, good night. Thank you for coming in. So where's the golden crystal man if not there? Did you kill the Hydra? Did you kill the Hydra? Because the Hydra has to be dead. This is a very evil catalyst. This allows people to do very evil things to each other in PvP. Alright, so the golden crystal
If thou
man...
art in need, pray summon me again. I wish to be of assistance.
I
May
wish...
the flames guide thee.
May the flames guide thee. That is a greeting they use. So, you have to go to the cave over here. Ba-ba-da-ba! Cave! Also, there's an item waiting for me now. This is the cave you need to go to find the crystal golem. Now we can dress like Dusk. Did we get the Crown of Dusk as well? Yes, we did. Crown of Dusk is important because it increases your magic damage. We're the prettiest princess. Yeah, there should... Well, did you go there? Did you save and quit? Did you save and quit from between the time you fought the Hydra? Because you have to save and quit. Or, like, fast travel or die. Because the Hydra... Like, you kill the Hydra, save and quit, Golden Crystal Golem, save and quit, Dusk. That's how that works. It's between instances. It doesn't instantly spawn. Yeah, you need to save and quit. Actually, this is kind of really similar to how we would do B, wouldn't it? Isn't this just basically what B looks like? Just cursed. We've done it. We've created her in the video game. That's really funny. Needs warmer colors, but definitely ubby. We've done it. We did it. Good job, everybody. Alright, get this off me. Get this off me. Longest ladder in the world. Cave is second thing on Tuesday. First you're trying to kill the bad man. And then, so that you can keep your Firelink Shrine, it sucks to lose Firelink Shrine. Even though I knew it was going to happen, it sucks to lose Firelink Shrine. We got some funny spells. We don't have a lot of attunement for spells. But we got some good pyromancies here. Power Within is great. Pyromancy of Carmina, who harness the power of flame to actualize the inner self. Short strength endurance boost, but lose HP. Excessive power eats away the life force of its caster. And like all dangerous spells, Power Within was kept secret for eons. Power Within is like a straight 50% damage boost. I love Power Within. I'm still a stupid, stinky dragon man. Help! Help! I haven't died yet, though. That's why we're still a stupid, stinky dragon man. Sif is dead. Bye, Sif. Bye-bye, Sif. What's over here? What's over here? Alright, so go up these steps if you haven't yet. You probably did.
Is it not so that thou art new? Thou fared well to find me, but cometh thee not for the grave of Sir Artorius? My advice true. Forget this. The legend of Artorius art none but a fabrication. Traversing the dark. 'Tis but a fairy tale. Have thine own respect. Go not yonder knocking for nothing, I say. Well, indeed, thou art a strange one. Nevertheless, I feel some liking for thee. I'm Alvina of the Darkroot Wood. I command a clan of hunters who track down defilers of the forest graves. What dost thou say? Wilt thou not join us? Oh, yes, I believe we would suit thee well. I am very glad. And now thou art one of us. Let us establish a covenant. And here taketh this ring.
Cat Covenant.
If thou wearest that ring, it allows for thine summoning. If mine senses reveal intruders, then I will summon thee. Fend them off, sir. I beseech only this. I shall summon others who will, by their honor, work tirelessly with thee. Thou shalt receive great reward, and whatsoever ye shall pillage will be thine own. A true agreement, not so? But thou must heed the golden rule. The clan is thine own family. To thine kinsmen forever stay true. Darest not in any attempt to double-cross. Have no doubt, such wretchedness never will we tolerate.
All right.
Ah, thou dost cometh. How fares ye? My hopes for thee are of the highest. Do not such a hope shatter with foul disproportion.
All right. So, and now, none of the forest guys get mad at you. They're all our brothers, our friends, our allies. And you see this guy over here. Secret man. Secret man.
I've heard all about you. I'm Shiva of the East, captain of the brigade. Let's teach you the clan basics now, as there's no time to chat in the midst of fighting. Except there is little in the form of rules, you hear? Fight and hunt as you like. Whoever's fastest gets the prey. That's the way.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It sounds like the Olong Johnson cat. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Wow, wow, wow.
Traitors aren't given a second chance, for any reason. That's about it then. Don't worry. It's a good old time, isn't it? Great to have you with us. Good hunting to you.
Yep, that's Shiva of the East. But now none of the forest hunters attack you. You still get attacked by the evil trees and the whatnot, but you can travel the forest without aggroing all the evil ghostesses. Where's Ferris? I'm looking for Ferris. There's the magician. Though, killing the forest hunters is actually a pretty good soul farm, because they drop like 1,000 each. These knights who don't respawn drop 3,000 souls, I believe, if I remember correctly. Here's Ferris. There she is. Her and her ponytail. She's got the black bow of Ferris in the hat. Very important little lore character for you. That you can just beat to death here if you want. Evil tree! I think these are called demonic foliage. Yeah, that's more than fair. NPC fights are always lame. I actually really dislike the demonic foliage. I'm not a big fan of them. They're a very good source of moss clumps, though. So. Get off! Don't kill me! Well, I'm no longer a dragon. And I think we'll come back for our souls next time. You just call them Plant Man? Yep, I mean, that's more than fair. I think we'll come back for our souls next time. I think that is a good place to stop. And then we'll go on to Sen's Fortress. How about that, everybody? Oh, my bones. All right. Well, it was good to be back. I'm sorry that I haven't been very communicative of what I'm doing and where I'm going and what's happening. But next week we'll be back probably on Sunday again. And then after that I should have more time to play more video games for you guys. And we'll be able to play more Dark Souls. Thank you so much for coming in to watch. I hope everyone had a good time. I always do when you do come in to see. And I hope everyone has a wonderful night. Oh, you want a dinosaur fact? Okay, I'll take a quick drink of water and then I'll tell you a dinosaur fact. How about that? Let's get a good dinosaur fact, everybody. Alright, here's one. Scientists believe that some dinosaurs were cold-blooded, others were warm-blooded, and still others not fully one or the other. Small meat-eaters may have been warm-blooded. Plant-eaters who were not as active were probably cold-blooded. A warm-blooded animal needs about 10 times more food than a cold-blooded animal of the same size. How about that? How about that for a dinosaur fact? I hope everybody feels, yep, sounds poggers! Alright, good night, everybody. I hope you all had fun. I always do when you come in to say hello. Everybody have sweet dreams and a wonderful rest. Thank you for watching. I always appreciate it when you do. Bye-bye! I'll see you next week!